run the offense through Chris and get some backdoor plays. He's a lot like Miller as far as passing.
Free throw split. Test. Kevin Martin moving without the ball. Couldn't quite finish. Monte pushing, running with Barron, catching, and finishing. In the meeting in Sacramento. But Harrington's got Miller here, and Jackson giving up a fair amount of bulk to his former Pacer teammate. Artest staying with it. Weber with the box out and a nice rebound.
That's the size that he has. Didn't have to jump.
Harrington didn't want the three. Right to the rim. 7 games. He's averaging 24 a game. Barron knocking that away. Loose ball to Barron. Foot race with Miller. Into the rim to lay it up and in.
Getting after it defensively. They're creating that tempo.
See, Reggie Theus has a mindset to work on this Artest-Jackson matchup.
How many deflections and steals have they already had?
Another one with Harrington. And Barron to Montes. Bibby, a nice baseline finish.
Well, 6.5 years in Sacramento. Those were the glory years. The 4 years straight, never averaged less than 23
in the open court, but in the mid-range, in the half-court, has been just spectacular.
Well, Reggie Miller said the other night that he's going to be maybe a bit better mid-range jump shooter than Rip Hamilton.
Which is about as good as you could mention. Is Monte high for the rebound. Weber and Artest behind the play. Barron draws the block and puts it up and in. And their points coming fast break variety. Two-man game, Bibby and Artest. And Bibby is driving by all the Warriors. It'll be Jackson or Barron. Bibby is getting to the rim like we rarely have ever seen him do.
He is countering the aggressiveness of the Warriors, and it's a good time to do it. He's a smart player.
Now we've seen that kid get to the rim all season long. Bibby 8, and those are 4 layups for Sacramento.
This is a dangerous kid. He's doubled his career scoring average this year. Sounders.
Taken away by Weber. Always had to be 9. The rest of the Kings are 2 of 9. Bibby's 5 are all layups. Jackson teeing it up, and there's the Warriors' first triple picked up really on waivers after being traded from San Antonio to Minnesota. The T-Wolves waived him.
Had a good game against the Warriors last time.
Jackson missing, Barron the offensive rebound. First look at Spencer Hawes and
to help defense and turning his head, and that's why you've seen Bibby go backdoor several times, and it's creating their offense.
Barnes, nice little baby hook over center.
As well as Andres Pedros. It's an unstoppable shot.
One of your Toyota Tundra keys was control the pick and roll. You see how often Sacramento runs it. Udrih missing, Hawes inside, Barnes blocking it, but he fouled him as he hit him on the head.
Approached him in a, an adult manner. These referees will listen, and I think they do a great job.
Barron with that tough step back. Monte's there for the offensive rebound, and the Warriors going to try to milk it a little bit. About a 4-second differential winding down the quarter. Despite
giving up all those easy baskets, their strong and aggressive defense has been pretty overwhelming tonight.
Barnes off the feed from Jackson, moving nicely without the ball.
I like what they've done in the first quarter because they set the tempo and they upped the ante. And yeah, the Kings scored inside, but they still only have 19 right now.
Test denied at the rim. Barnes in a foot race at 2. At 1 for 3, and that will do it. But after allowing Chicago 32, they hold the Kings to 19 on 36% shooting. The Warriors rack up 28 on 54% shooting and a first quarter lead, something they'd be more than happy to take after the first 12 minutes. As they're trying to win a few home games in a row heading into the All-Star break. Game on the season. Martin, a terrific open floor of players. Say from the baseline.
To let somebody get going, they're very difficult to stop.
Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Is that what you're saying?
That's it. Newton's first law. Law of inertia.
Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. Monte Ellis, see how long Nelly lets him sit. C.J. Watson into the game along with Michael Petrus' first action. Udrih, that's how you play defense. Gave ground, hand straight up.
Made him change his shot. rather than try to take a charge.
Didn't foul. The Kings are shooting 34%, but they're hanging around because the Warriors are misfired on free throws, and they're just missing some opportunities. Zone look here. And Petrus, that corner three, Don Nelson's been waiting on that. Said Petrus is playing better defense. He's rebounding. He's giving me activity, but the shooting's got to come along. Great to see him knock down his first shot. Udrih knocked away. Barron pushing. Petrus running. Barron weaves and spins off to the angle. And then he's fouled. Barnes on the out-of-bounds play. Executed perfect. Tattoo on Matt Barnes' shoulder. Sacktown's finest. Former Sacramento King.
Salmons is a good kick for him, but he did a nice recovery.
Barnes blocking into the momentum with Salmons, Brad Miller, Kevin Martin, Bibby back in, and Ron Artest. Harrington, Biedrins, Petrus with Jackson and Barron. Monte sitting with 3 fouls, but he leads the team with 10 points. Artest, his first field goal. So Sacramento a 10-2 run.
Sine blocked that shot a while ago, and just you could see that emotion come to the top.
Bibby made Barron take a jumper there. Now the double team sets up Harrington.
Keep going right back to Artest, running the offense through him. He just tries to power up. That was good defense by Harrington. Held his ground.
Artest can shoot you in, and he can also shoot you out. 1 of 6.
He's been playing pretty consistently lately.
Barron somehow got it to Biedrins, and he draws the foul. Now that was a miraculous play.
Well, they know each other, Harrington and Artest. Certainly all the practices they've gone against each other.
Jackson, too. Now a fadeaway over Bibby, and Warriors finding that mismatch and going right to it. Warrior team foul. Sacramento's committed 3. Artest. Barron had the closeout on Bibby. Shot clock at 5. Artest down the lane, and
he got hit.
Yeah, he draws the foul.
He probably didn't hear the whistle soon enough for his sake, but yeah, he's feeling a lot better now. They're only down by 3 with this timeout.
2:58, the mandatory, with Sacramento more than back into the ball game. I think they would have won it last year.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And they have the best record in the Western Conference. Biedrins driving and finishing, and he looked like Pau Gasol, the left-handed version there.
Did a great job of spacing to allow him to dribble drive from top to bottom. He just was wide open there and much too quick for Miller.
Biedrins off the Artest miss. Zabuki from the corner. It's the shot the Warriors have to hit. Biedrins, a new possession. And it will be Sacramento ball.
Did they call an offensive foul?
Bibby and Salmons, it kept Sacramento in the game despite shooting only 39% as a team.
Yep, they're doing a lot of other things, and they've only turned the ball over twice in this quarter after turning it over 6 times in the first quarter. Jackson
felt the double going away and took Martin to task right at the rim.
He just protected the ball so well because he knew other defenders were there. It was the quickness of Martin and the extension.
Warriors fortunate that didn't go down. Barron trying to run it back. Final minute of the half. Harrington catch and shoot. Now Zabuki a new possession, and Harrington not the 3, but the foul line instead.
I think Barron possibly missed that free throw because he was thinking contact was going to come, but he just kind of rushed it again.
Jackson. Movement without the ball. Little mid-range shots, and Jackson very efficient tonight. Test. He's not going to stop shooting. 5 of 12 now. 13 for Ron Artest with 8 rebounds. Artest with a steal. And Artest the easiest shot of the game. And Artest will draw a tee. That'll be more of a taunting technical.
And he's happy about it. He's happy about the 3, which is a point that can cost you the game. It's a 1-point game right now. Lazy pass, easily picked off by Artest. And here's a man that runs with a lot of emotion.
Jackson It's the Warriors the free throw, so the Biedrins technical and now the Artest technical.
Reggie Theus came over and said, you know, cool it down a little bit, and he's essentially saying all I'm doing is pumping myself up. That is, he might have been a little hyperactive as a youngster. Plays hard.
Jackson shot it over him.
Again, that triple threat position. He doesn't waste his dribble, so it keeps Artest just a little bit further than he would like.
Barron moved his feet nicely there. Weber sends Monte on his way.
Yes, he did.
Jackson has Martin this time. Trying to get it to Ellis, and Mike Bibby had the quick hands.
The problem is Ellis was already past the basket and going out of the lane. He didn't expect the ball.
Martin missing the fight for the rebound. Loose on the floor. Harrington throwing ahead. It's a 2-on-1. Jackson to Bibby.
They had to call it.
And Bibby fouled him and took away a sure Warrior layup, and Jackson is hurt. Steven Jackson is down and hurt and holding on to that left ankle.
Oh, that's smarts. Let's watch his left ankle as it may come down on Bibby. Okay, he's up in the air. Yep, on the side of the foot, and that turns it over.
Oh, that is just a horrendous play for the Warriors. It's going to be an easy 2-on-1. It was going to be a Monte layup or dunk. And now your best defender, one of your captains.
Your second leading scorer for the first time in his career, over 20 a game.
And in obvious pain, Steven Jackson will limp to the bench. And he torqued that ankle good.
Rebounding, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
Well, you want to talk about toughness. Jackson doesn't even want to come out of the game. I mean, it's not going to go in and get it retaped. Nothing. Says, I'm going to rub some dirt on it and stay in there. That is one tough hombre.
It makes you a little more vulnerable. It's a little gimpy. 7 of 28.
Just inexplicable. And Bibby up and in the bucket.
A moment ago, had plenty of time to do so. He just couldn't do it. And he's limping around. And that ankle is affecting him.
Petrus is at the scorer's table. Sacramento, second time they've had the lead is Harrington. Make sure it's short-lived. He's got 16. Monte with a dozen and Barron with 10. Bibby knocked away. Biedrins to Barron.
Can Jackson run with him?
Mikey Moore kind of knocked it away. Jackson missing the three. Biedrins, what an athletic tip and finish. Got a two-handed guided it into the rim.
Fingertip control. Great hands. 7
points, 8 boards for Andres off the bench.
Artest is going to test Steven. If he comes to the middle, well, Artest bailed him out, but he got it anyway.
Ron Artest did not score in the first quarter. At 9 in the second, has 8 here in the third. At 17 points, at 9 boards. And his horrendous shooting night has now turned into 7 of 14. Monte right around Mikey Moore and right around Miller.
A reverse layup.
With a tenuous feel for the Warriors, and can they exploit the high-flying Ellis? An offense player, and John Salmons. Now Petrus, Barnes, Jackson, Davis, and Monte. So Barnes is the de facto center on the floor. This is as small as the Warriors can get.
I'm just shocked to see Jackson back in there.
Shot clock at 3. Udrih wheeling. Barron gave ground, and he scored right over him. This is now the biggest lead of the game for Sacramento as they're on an 8-0 run.
And they're starting to make tough shots.
Monte draws the contact, and Monte Ellis will get himself to the line. He and Jackson leading the Warriors with 16 apiece. Warriors scored only 23 in the second, 23 in the third, and Beno Udrih, aware that Barron has the 5 fouls, is taking him to task. Tons of volume and horrible percentage.
Sacramento's not shooting like Sacramento, or like Chicago, but now they are, and this game is starting to resemble that Chicago game.
The deficit grows. Biggest lead for Sacramento right now. This is what they did to Utah. They closed the third in terrific fashion and then blew out the Jazz in the fourth quarter. Barron finding Petrus. Corner three is long. Monte the rebound.
That's a very delicate play he just made.
Warriors going to keep shooting threes. At least get him to Jackson. He's 7 of 10 shooting. Listen, Doobie, this is quick on quick, but Monte's the quickest.
Not many players can complete that one.
18, and you want to talk about a tremendous finish to wind down the quarter and over our test. Offensive rebounds, but unable to break the seal.
They're doing something right to stay in the game here if they're not hitting field goals.
It's high for that rebound. And Barron to Barnes. What a catch and what a finish.
Once he's in the lane.
Barron driving.
Got pushed out of bounds.
To work on Udrih again. Playing with 5 fouls. Can't run the risk of a charge. Finding Monte in his sweet spot. Yes, sir. An uncharacteristic shooting night. He's 3 of 14. Jackson kind of playing on one leg. Clock at 7. Barnes cutting. And Beatrice there to clean it up. But the better ball movement and the movement without the ball is paying dividends inside.
Well, for someone who never gets too many offensive touches, Beatrice does an incredible job of putting some points on the board.
20,018, a standing room only crowd. Salmons travel, caught his own shot again.
Defender.
Monte, nice touch pass. Jackson setting his feet. Ellis is playing a wonderful game.
Very vocal.
Barron. Salmons waiting on the step back three to beat the shot clock. He did well just to hit iron, and Monte earns a new possession and puts it in.
How many little things can this young man do that make a difference and change the outcome of the game? He just keeps contributing.
You know where the Kings are going. Our test has been the money man. A two-man game with Bibby. Jackson on the overplay. Jackson and Monte with a steal. The push ahead. Monte down the lane, hanging, finishing, and being fouled. Monte and Jackson. What a pretty full-court play.
They combine to make the steal. Monte comes up with it, dodges the defense in the backcourt. Poked away by Jackson. Pulled up by Monte. Kicked out, little left-hand pass, and you know Jackson's going to give it right back to him. He waited. Drew the defender out. The last 30 seconds, hasn't he?
Remember, Barron's got the 5 fouls. Knocked it away. Another steal.
That takes courage to reach in when you have 5 fouls.
Lead at 8. The Warriors have added to 10 just once. Trailed by 5 here in the fourth. Shot clock down to 5. Jack, the jumper. And Monte is fouled. He was going to go cram that in, and Miller looked and said, who is this?
Where'd this kid come from?
Unbelievably athletic leaper.
He's a little man. Does he belong in here? When you see this, yes.
I'll tell you, this 22-year-old is hoisting the Warriors on his shoulder.
I'm going to use a little clock here. Get something good. There's no hurry.
Monte scored the Warriors last 9. And Jackson lets Salmons fly by and can't hit it. 2 chances now they've had to push it to 10. The Kings still alive. And Bibby making sure.
He wants a screen so he can turn the corner.
Back to Barnes. From the elbow. And rebound out to Miller. And Salmons blocked by Barnes. He saved the layup. Jackson to the rim.
What a play. At both ends.
Oh, Barron's fouled out. Barron has fouled out an innocuous up and up.
Just crowding Brad Miller.
Test has 21. Go the other side, the missed three. Rebound, Monte.
Jackson fought Artest, and seriously, folks, he cannot jump. There's a crossover.
Monte got around Bibby and will get to the line. He froze Mike Bibby on the crossover. Bibby recovered enough to foul him. And now 2 huge free throws protecting the 6-point lead.
19 points in the second half for Monte Ellis, despite missing those last 2 free throws. There's a big crossover. And the foul from behind, that's why he couldn't finish.
30-point game of the season. But they're coming with more regularity.
Yes, they are. That's a good point.
Bibby, a deep 3, and the Kings are still alive.
That was a dagger from Bibby.
So Barron fouling out. Ellis trying to carry the Warriors to the win. Barnes turning the corner. Azubuike, and shot it over everything. Still a 2-possession ball game.
Well, should get a quick shot here. He's going to try.
Artest fading, firing, rimming it out. Rebound inside. Salmons. He's fouled and he puts it in. They rise to their feet at Oracle. A 10-second differential. Monte's picked up the dribble. Harrington nearly lost it out of bounds. Shot clock down to 5. Ellis knocked away with 4 to shoot and 15 left, and Don Nelson is going to use a timeout. Well, the Warriors' 8-point lead has been trimmed to 2. 15 seconds left. They have possession, but only 4 to shoot. Baron Davis is fouled out of the game. Monte Ellis has 31, including 13 in the 4th. Stephen Jackson has 24. So 4 to shoot as Barnes, Harrington, Beardridge, Ellis, and Jackson come on the floor against Salmons, Kevin Martin, Brad Miller, Bibby, and Ron Artest. Holding opponents under 100. The Warriors have won 27 straight. They're getting into Ellis out of the baseline, and he hits it. Don Nelson designs a perfect out-of-bounds play. Monte is the man. 15 of his 33 in the 4th. 12 of 15 shooting. He's made 23 of his last 26 shots. Warriors are trying to grow up here without their floor leader. Salmons, Miller, Artest. With Bibby, Kevin Martin. Salmons nearly a 5. Artest struggling.
They won 3.
8 seconds left. Salmons down the lane. He'll lay it up and in. He can run the baseline, and Barnes going to use it. Ideally, you'd want Jackson or Ellis shooting these free throws, because the Kings are going to go for the steal and then foul on the catch.
Well, Ellis is not going to stay in the backcourt. He's going to start running. Oh, there he does.
And throw it to Monte, and Doobie will catch him with 3.3 left.
That is a dangerous play, and it has to be thrown exactly right.
If you overthrow it, you've given the ball away.
Right, and if you underthrow it, you give up a steal.
Oh, Monte misses the first. So it will be a 1-possession game regardless, and the Kings on a make or miss are going to use a timeout and advance it to half court.
This is an ever important free throw.
Makes it.
So you can't do that. Well, yeah, you get just 2 free throws, but possession.
Artest is looking. Miller is grabbed. He is grabbed before the shot.
Barely.
Before the shot.
That was 3/10 of a second.
Okay. 3.3 down to 3.
Well, that means, let's see what he does. Oh, he's making.
He makes it.
We're going to foul immediately. Last time it was okay for Monte to miss one. You're not going to lose. The worst you come out of is in overtime. But these...
He's got them both. So Sacramento will use the timeout.
That's better.
Getting into Bibby to Artest to shoot a three, and that's it. And your heart stops for a second as he had a good look at a triple, but the Warriors get win number 30. It wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty. Barron fouled out. With 2:11 left, the Warriors shot 41% from the field, but Monte Ellis goes for 34 points, and 16 of them in the fourth quarter. So they miss 11 free throws. They shoot it at 41%. They go 7 of 31 on threes, but they still come up with a win. And it's never dull at Oracle.